So in my last video, I dove into the SAG-AFTRA versus HoYoverse situation. Now we're hitting another drama bomb head on. This time it involves a new voice actor getting slammed by other voice actors, and at this point this whole situation has become nothing more than a negative cesspool of drama, and just it paints these voice actors in a way that makes me not want to support them anymore. So let's lay down the facts first. Jacob Takanashi is the new English voice for Kenich in Genshin Impact. He took over from John Patnode, the original guy who decided to stop working due to the SAG-AFTRA strike about AI protection. Patnode has been around since version 5.0, leaving Kenich totally silent for months. And that is because Patnode, even though he's a non-union voice actor, he decided to go along with the strikes, which that is his God-given right. Now, just because it is his right, that does not mean HoYoverse cannot recast him. And that is essentially what they did. So Takanashi is now Kenich, and he goes on X and he posts about how he's honored to have this role and how much he respects Patnode's work and that he would pretty much carry on the flame for that character. So yeah, he says all this nice stuff only to be subjugated to hate from his own colleagues. They look at this as a betrayal. How dare you take this role? You should have took this uncredited. Like all these English voice actors bashing this guy who, by the way, is not even from the US and he is not part of the SAG-AFTRA. This guy took this role because it was available to him and because it was HoYoverse's decision to recast, and that is their right to recast. So yeah, he gets all this hate from Kaylee Mills and perhaps the most vocal one, Karina Bediger, who voices Paimon, and they have been the most vocal in all this. Now, here's the hypocrisy. Karina Bediger is still doing lines for Paimon, which is fine, and you have every right to work and be able to keep the lights on. But then you go on to bash somebody who accepted a part that was available to them and that they are doing the exact same thing. You see the hypocrisy there? Because I do. And I understand you also have a disability. But that does not excuse you for attacking somebody who did absolutely nothing wrong. So the original voice actor for Kenich actually came out and he made a tweet, which he has since deleted that tweet, which is typical of what these voice actors do. They say something stupid, and then when people call them out, they fold like a plant. But thankfully, the internet doesn't forget, and I'm going to read you exactly what he said. Hey everyone, if you've been playing the latest 5.5 update in Genshin Impact and are hearing Kenich speak for the first time in 6 months, it's not my voice. I've been recast. I've been withholding voiceover services during the SAG-AFTRA interactive strike because Hoyo Cognosphere wouldn't offer AI protections in the form of a SAG INTERIM agreement. They'd kept my character's dialogue silent for months, all the while I had made the difficult decision to continue not going in until an interim agreement was signed, and this ultimately was why I was recast. Now, obviously, a recast is not what I wanted. I'd hoped that any progress behind the scenes would be made and I could come back safely, or that if recast auditions went out, my colleagues wouldn't read for them. Unfortunately, I was wrong. I absolutely adored playing Kenich. Genshin was my comfort game during the early parts of the pandemic, and it was a dream of mine to book a playable character. At the time, I didn't have an agent, didn't live in LA, or had any connections that would get me close, but 4 years later, I did it. And the messages I've received from you all saying how much my performance as Kenich meant to you made my heart swell. I would and can return if Hoyo invites me back and signs in interim. I stand by my choices regardless of the outcome. Also, the strike is still ongoing. Please don't believe disinformation on the internet. My best wishes to the cast and the production team. Thank you for everything. Now, if you guys haven't read the SAG interim agreement, I will provide links for it in the description so that way you guys can read it for yourselves and have your own opinions. But in regards to non-union actors, and I've went over this in the last video, that interim agreement would only benefit union actors. It would not benefit non-union actors. And I know a lot of these voice actors would bring up the Taft-Hartley Act, which only applies for 30 days. And another thing that I did not mention in the last video, you can extend it, but you can only extend it 3 times. Once you use all those extensions, that's pretty much it. You have to join SAG. And let me remind you, SAG has a entry fee, which is $3,000. Like, who has that kind of money to just waste just to keep finding voice acting work? Which isn't even guaranteed, by the way. SAG has to review your application first. But nevertheless, HoYoverse is not going to sign this interim agreement because it screws over non-union actors, which they want to keep their relationship with. And most importantly, they don't want any union influence, especially SAG-AFTRA, which SAG-AFTRA is a complete and utter joke. And what's funny about this whole situation is that SAG-AFTRA has signed agreements with AI companies like Narrative and Ethovox. This strike is a complete and utter farce because these guys do not care about AI. All they want is to turn all these projects into union only because they want to control everything. Who gets to be part of that project, the works. But nevertheless, signing this interim agreement would fucking ruin the game. And nobody wants that. So that's why I don't see them signing it. But yeah, it comes off as very petty. And honestly, I think it's a good thing that they recasted this guy, because someone who acts like this does not deserve to have a role. Like, every single one of these voice actors are being unprofessional about this, because this is something that is very common in the industry. Just because you voice a character does not mean that you are attached to that character for life. You are replaceable. And honestly, Jacob did nothing wrong in this situation. The role was available to him from his agent, and he took it. I mean, you can't expect the game to go on without voice acting, all because you want to earn brownie points for participating in this strike. That does not mean that you get to dictate how this project should be ran. Like, imagine working any other profession. Like, if you decided to not work at all because you felt like the company did you wrong, that's fine to feel that way, but just know you are replaceable. That the work is going to continue with or without you. And that is just part of life, you know? And HoYoverse is not in the wrong of this. They did what they thought was best for the game and for the fans. Because fans are sick and tired of not listening to voice acting. They want to feel immersed into the world of Genshin. So, I'm going to end my video by saying this. Jacob, if you do manage to stumble across this video, I just want to congratulate you for getting that role for Kenich. You sound amazing. And to top it all off, you are a solid voice actor. And it's just a shame that your own colleagues cannot see that. And that you did nothing wrong by taking this role. Anyways, that's all I have to say. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Also, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content. Anyways, this has been PC signing out, and I'll see you guys in the next video.